Well, staying in Africa, and let's take our regular view at the sub-Saharan markets. Take some stock after the first quarter of the year, joined by Jonathan Kruger from Africa Merchant Capital. What have the best performers been in April?
April's been a very positive month, and I think if you look globally, the markets have been strong, with the MSCI World up 2.2%. So if you go to Africa with positive sentiments, you look at the S&P Sub-Saharan Africa, excluding South Africa index, up 9.4%. But then where has that come from? Which particular stocks? And Letshego in Botswana, a micro insurer that's been expanding outside of Botswana across the southern African region, has went up 29%, and that's been really encouraging. And we believe the stock was undervalued just because of low leverage on the balance sheets, and they've recently announced a share buyback, which has allowed the company to increase its leverage and boost the ROE.
Where's the corporate growth come from? You've talked about the stock market. Where are you seeing that?
It's interesting because a lot of the focus has been on the telecoms market, especially Safaricom in Kenya, which has been a phenomenal story over the last 5 years, with mobile money really taking off. But we're seeing pressures on their top-line growth now on the revenue side. Mobile money is still going strong, but I think we need to look outside of Kenya, where the telecoms market is heading. And if we look at countries that are overlooked, so Zambia, Senegal, Burkina Faso, we're seeing those markets are underpenetrated in the telecom space, and we see a lot of growth coming from those markets.
You actually see, those companies are actually saying those are the kind of territories that they're going to go into, are they? Like MTN Zambia, for example.
Yes, that's right. So MTN Zambia has been around for a long time, leveraging off the parent company MTN's brand. And more recently, they've actually, in fact, come to market through an IPO, through another vehicle called Ukhululeni, and that vehicle holds a lot of MTN Zambia shares. And this is a great opportunity to get into the telecoms market in Zambia, where previously you would have to have gone through MTN, the parent company, and that gives you broad-based exposure, including South Africa.
Well, that's going to be the question. How does one get into that? How would you get into MTN Zambia?
Yeah, so it'll be through that vehicle, Ikhululeni, and there's an IPO and a book build going on at the moment, and there's been strong interest from South African, from European, as well as US investors.
Here's something I'm going to ask you every month and see how it alters. How do you actually plan a portfolio in markets which are not that liquid?
So, Michael, for us, it's all about the risk-return trade-off. And if you consider the risk side, you need to consider the liquidity of each stock, and you need a portfolio that is structured in a way where you can buy the underlying shares. And what I mean by that is, if you are buying less liquid shares that trade less frequently, you need to have longer liquidity terms on your fund, so you don't get investors redeeming or entering the fund on a daily basis. So a notice period typically helps. And then if you look at the stock selection, on the risk-adjusted basis, we look what is the potential upside for a stock and what are the risks. And then it's a play-off between those two in terms of how you weight your portfolio.